Chiefs-Patriots, huge AFC matchup Sunday in Foxborough, late afternoon game. New England looking for some answers on the offensive side of the ball. And with more on the recent struggles of the Super Bowl champs, here is Mike Giardi.
The Patriots offense has seen a trend develop against them all year. Teams are playing more man-to-man than they normally do. In fact, only 2 of the Patriots' opponents this season have played less man, and most, in fact, have played significantly more. You ask yourself why? Well, I think it's part of Tom Brady's frustration, the inability to gain separation on the outside. And you saw him explode a little bit on Sunday against the Houston Texans for that very reason. And oh, by the way, I spoke to Philip Dorsett about that incident on the sidelines. I said, what's going through your mind when he's that agitated? And he said, I listen to everything he says, and it makes me want to play harder for him. When I asked him about some of the miscommunication on the field, he said, quite frankly, we're on the wrong page with him. We need to get there. All it takes is hard work.
All it takes is hard work. You're right, Giardi. Will the Patriots and Chiefs game be the brightest of the week? Time to slap on these shades, gents, and shine a light on the game's brightest stars, presented by Oakley. Who will shine, Peter, in Week 14?
There's a legend in Pittsburgh right now, and it's not Mario Lemieux or Willie Stargell or Andrew McCutcheon. It's Duck Hodges. Guys, Duck Hodges is on the verge of history. Let me go in the history books just a little bit here.
Okay.
Duck Hodges is on pace to become the first quarterback since 1987 to be an undrafted rookie and start and win his first 3 starts. The last one, that guy, Ed Rubert.
Ed Rubert.
1987 Redskins. It was the strike year. Ed Rubert comes in as an undrafted rookie, wins 3 games, goes 3-0. The strike ends. He never plays an NFL game again.
That's it?
3-0, undrafted rookie. They would eventually do the movie The Replacements with Gene Hackman and Keanu Reeves. This is your Shane Falco. This is what it was based on. Ed Rubert. This is what it was based on.
Is that true? That's crazy.
Duck Hodges has such an energy right now. Duck Hodges has such a thing going on right now. Duck Hodges, yesterday, we learned something new. We had on Bud Dupree.
Yeah.
Comes on and says, you know, Duck Hodges during training camp would talk smack to all the starters and would say, hey, I'm going to burn you guys today. And then we all laughed, and that's fine. Then I looked at the depth chart. Josh Dobbs was there. Mason Rudolph was there. Ben Roethlisberger. You're telling me Duck Hodges, as an undrafted 4th-string quarterback out of Samford, is looking Cam Hayward, Bud Dupree, all these guys, Joe Hayden in the face, and saying, I'm going to light you up. I love this dude. Duck Hodges.
Go on.
Yay! That's my brightest star. I don't know if he ever starts again. He might.
But he'll always be in our Hall of Fame.
He will always be up there.
For my guy, I'm going with Cole Beasley. He's been balling out. He is doing in Buffalo what he was supposed to do in Dallas. You know, he had the big game, over 100 yards in the TD, and I could bore you with what he's doing statistically for the squad. What I will say is he's becoming one of Josh Allen's favorite targets. And because Cole Beasley is a rapper, you know, I'm going to call him J. Cole Beasley. Because it was a sideline story in Dallas. But, you know, he was playing with a crooked smile because he was more like a middle child. And he wanted to get paid, but Jerry Jones was on a power trip. So I'm glad that's actually working out in Buffalo. And it's kind of like J. Cole's last album, K.O.D., because this kid's obviously dominating. I see you, J. Cole Beasley.
I think I got like 3 of those songs.
Okay.
Everything else was
I'll slow it down for you.
I'm going to have to watch that one.
This one's easy. Obviously, I'm picking Ryan Tannehill, guys. I don't know how all of us didn't. Full disclosure, I've been a little hard on the Titans over the years. Our fan Blaze and KC on Twitter calls them the Thursday Night Football house band. I've been a little hard on Ryan Tannehill, too. I used to refer to him as the Caesar wrap. Because it's just sort of a thing. It's fine if your stomach is empty and you eat it. I gotta go. And someone says, "How was it?" You go, "It was a Caesar wrap. I'm not hungry anymore." Like that's what I used to call him. Let me tell you, the Caesar wrap is now the sizzling fajitas, fam. Like the smoke and the peppers and everything. Ryan Tannehill is killing it. I am so excited about it. What an unlikely story. Tannehill light him up in Oakland.
Love it. I can't believe we've gotten an hour into the show almost without talking about Niners at Saints. In New Orleans. And I think when you think, oh, there's a game in the Dome, a big game, you think Drew Brees. I'm going to light it up. You're at home. I don't think it's going to go that way. This is the #1 pass defense in the Niners, and we haven't seen Drew Brees lighting it up. Even last week in their win over the Falcons, he had very few yards, not a lot going on through the air. I think they're going to slug it out and win it with their defense on the back of the star Cam Jordan, who's up to 13.5 sacks now. He had 4 on Matt Ryan just a week ago. He's second in the NFL behind Shaq Barrett, who we talked about a little bit earlier. I don't know. He's one of the few defensive players that can flip a game on its head, and he's the energy that this team needs in this crucial moment. Crucial, huge, pivotal game down in New Orleans. Cam Jordan will eat up against the Niners, and Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be on his booty a little bit. I really think so. I think that's the way it's going to go. Defensive game. Sounds weird, right?
Yeah.
For the Saints.
Oh, I thought you meant Garoppolo's booty.
Okay. I mean, I brought it up for you.
Couple of beignets, baby.
I don't know why I said that. We'll
Take me to water, okay, I'm going to drink. So. You know, I'm thirsty, fam.
Newsroom. Culver. Go.
All right, thank you, Kay. Oh, how do I follow that up? Thank you, KB. The 49ers and Saints facing each other in a showdown with playoff implications. San Francisco bringing their #1 overall defense to New Orleans, a challenge for Drew Brees and company. However, Brees can't take solace knowing this. He's 6-1 in his career against the #1 total defense, entering the matchup with a 118.3 passer rating and 21 passing touchdowns. The veteran signal caller knows, though, he's going to be up against it with the 49ers, and he says it all starts up front for San Francisco.
They've been able to get a ton of pressure just with their front four, and that's such an asset. You know, it allows them to have more people in coverage, more eyes on the ball. You know, they've been able to generate a lot of negative plays that way. They've been able to generate a lot of turnovers that way. So, yeah, that's the #1 recipe for a good defense, is when you can get after people with the front four.
With the Cowboys losing on Thursday night, that leaves the door open for the Eagles as they still have a chance to win the NFC East. Safety Malcolm Jenkins joining our very own Kay Adams and Chris Long on NFL Next on Prime Video, and very simply broke down what they have to do to reach the playoffs.
It's a very simple concept. I'm telling you, it's going to blow your mind. We have to win all our games.
Yeah, that's true.
It's as simple as that.
That's why you're the leader of this team.
Yeah, you know, I just like to keep it straight. It doesn't even matter. It can be ugly, score a bunch of points. It could be 9-3. I don't care.
Yeah, it's not complicated for the Eagles. Pretty straightforward. The Cowboys still have a chance to win the division as they face the Rams, Redskins, and Eagles. Well, still to come here on Good Morning Football, we're opening up the phone lines on WGMFB. Clarence from Elmwood Park has some